Ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the 5.5 beta. And for this one, man, we gonna be taking our first look at Crescent. Now, before we even get this thing started, gotta let y'all know, man, anything you see in this video is subject to change when the update goes live in the next few days. Keep that in mind, okay? Take everything that I say and everything you see with a grain of salt, but we are going to be giving y'all some feedback and a little bit of gameplay about Crescent because as you all know, right, before this update even dropped, I told y'all Crescent is a very underwhelming character because of the fact that she's in very exclusive company. She's associated with two of the most powerful characters in the game, Sharon Rogers and Luna Snow. And just like Luna Snow, Crescent is a premium character that requires you to spend your hard-earned cash if you want to attain the character. So because of that, many people expect her to be a top-tier character to some degree. And all she really brings to the table is simply a leadership, one that you can easily replace with somebody like Titania or even She-Hulk, and neither of those characters require you to spend any money. So because of that, she's a major letdown because she doesn't put out insane damage like Sharon Rogers, nor does she have the amazing DPS, survivability, and overall utility of somebody like Luna Snow, right, for the exact same price. And now comes the question: does this lifestyle uniform for Crescent change that fact? Because as you can see, she's a little scrawny right here, but if you take a look at those legs, she's been putting in work, okay? She's been working on her taekwondo. So will she be able to wow us after this update? So far, I've tested her. She seems to have gotten a bit stronger, but honestly, I don't know if this means that she's now worth your money. She's gotten a few new buffs, but she had a lot of buffs previously, and just like I've said previously, she seems like she's all flash and no substance. With this uniform, I would say she's a bit more flash and a bit more substance. Is it enough for your money and then your crystals, and then you're gonna have to find a way to get this uniform to Mythic? I am not so certain. Okay, she gets a pretty good uniform bonus here, 30% critical rate on an 85% chance activation. That's actually really good. But if you go through her entire kit and take a look at the effects that they added with the new uniform, you'll notice they didn't really add much to the first 4 skills. Her tier 2 passive stays the same. Her 1 skill, they just added a little bit more damage to the numbers. Her 2 skill, practically the same. The 3 skill has a new animation, and they moved the fracture from one of her other skills to the 3rd skill, and they move the heal from her 5th skill to the 4th skill. But the real change is actually on her 5th skill. They gave her 5% more chance to penetrate super armor, barrier, shield, and all damage immunity, along with invincibility. And then for the ignore dodge, they actually cut that time from 8 seconds to 4 seconds. I personally hate that because I used to like to use her when I just wanted to have a little bit of fun against Corvus Glaive, and having 8 seconds of 100% ignore dodge means I never had to use her with any ignore dodge strikers. So it really kind of irks me that they reduced that from 8 seconds to 4 seconds, but to make up for it, they gave her 30%, seems to like that number, they gave her 30% critical damage for 8 seconds. I would have preferred it the other way around, but it is what it is. And then here they added 5% all speed and 25% more critical rate. So because of that, she's actually quite easy to build, and you shouldn't be giving her any critical rate at all because you have 25 here plus another 30 coming from your uniform bonus. You're going to be hitting the cap just by building her, like just getting her gears to 20 or 25 if you feel like pushing her that far, right? Crit damage, you might need a little bit, but everything else is basically going to be capped out, right? So it's interesting to see that they didn't give her any more additional features per se besides this, but she didn't need that. What she needed more than anything else is amazing damage on her actual skills. And honestly, I like the new animations for the skills, so that kind of pulled me in. But again, I'm not gonna get suckered in with just a flash. We need the substance. She needs to have amazing damage, so we're gonna take her in here. Like I said previously, she's been impressing me. She definitely seems like she's gotten stronger, but every uniform will make the character slightly stronger, even if it's not by more than like 5%. And since this is her first uniform, the uniform like stats themselves, like the 15% all attack, is definitely gonna have an impact here, right? And the fact that on this test account, they have her at level 70, that has to be factored in here. So what we're gonna do is put her on 37. She has her own leadership, and we're gonna kind of measure her the same way how we measured Rogue, because Rogue and Crescent are the two characters that I think needed to get a good uniform from this update to remain relevant after the fact. Vision, because we have WandaVision coming soon. Well, like soon in quotes, right? So I think Vision's future was kind of secured even if he didn't get anything good this update. But I think for Crescent, she needed something major, and Rogue, yeah, I feel like she needed it. It was due time. So let's jump in and see what we can do with the new and improved version of Crescent. Also, I just want you guys to keep in mind that on this test account right here, Crescent is actually running a CTP of energy. And no, before you guys call me crazy, that was not by my choice. I came on the test account and I saw a CTP of energy on her. I was taken aback, as some of you guys may be, because Crescent is not a character that I think is deserving of such, right? But I figured since he was here, why not give it a shot and see how it turns out. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I personally find her survivability to have taken a hit from this uniform. And even though she can put out a little bit more damage, I think she's overall kind of worse when it comes to staying alive, because you guys may not notice it, but if you take a look, right, we're safe in the 5th skill. We have invincibility and an iframe, right? But with the 4th skill now, she's charging, she's standing in place. She only has a guard protect, like seriously, a guard to protect her while she's standing in place charging. So much can go wrong there, right? The purifying wind can hit me to take away the guard, then she's just gonna die very easily because she's a child. She has low defenses, right? In addition to that, because we're standing in place, the poison is gonna chip away at her HP. Sure, we can heal, right? But we definitely cannot out heal all the damage that we could possibly take while we're standing charging that 4th skill of hers, right? We're seeing more damage, but again, it might just be because I've never played with Crescent with a CTP of energy. I've never played her with anything besides a CTP of transcendence, right? And also, she's level 70 with a uniform. So this is uncharted territory for me. So that may be why she seems stronger, and not because the uniform is actually buffing her to any great degree. And frankly, even though she is looking a little bit stronger, she's overall still quite underwhelming for the most part, because we did this same stage here with the same setup for Rogue. Rogue did not have a leadership, right? A leadership that buffs her offense, and Rogue was able to cut through this, right? With better survivability that is being showcased here from Crescent, because honestly, it may seem like she's doing a good job staying alive, but I'm actually very flustered because at any point in time, I know I can get hit by something while I'm charging, and it's basically gonna one-hit KO me. Yo, Chubbs, go away. I love you, you're my guy, Ayo, but like, or girl, right? But okay, I gotta, yep, see? I almost got one-hit KO. I actually had to cancel out of her skill. I don't know who's the genius, like, no pun intended, but like, yo, Netmarble, for real, why would you guys think it was a good idea to move the skill that charges, right, from the 5th, where she was safe in invincibility, to now being on her 4th, where she's simply charging? Just like that, she got killed. I got hit by the purifying wind while I was charging the skill, and because of that, I died, right? So I don't know who's the genius who thought it was a good idea to put the skill that requires her to stand in place and charge on the skill without any real protection. It's just maddening. Let me just get out of here, bro, because I don't know what these guys are thinking For real, they had an opportunity here to buff one of their own characters and make her something worthwhile, but ultimately they failed, right? In my opinion, they failed. They let Crescent down big time. They could have given her a much bigger buff than what they did here. They just basically shuffled around her effects, gave her a little bit more attack, and called it a day, right? And that's quite sad because this is a character that requires you to spend money, right? This is a character that requires you to invest into the game, and overall, I don't think you're getting a good return for that investment. I'm not asking for the character to be super OP and to be able to dominate the game, right? I'm not even asking for her to be as good as Sharon Rogers or Luna Snow at this point. I just want her to be a top tier character, something that, you know what, when you spend 20 bucks on the game to get the character and get her uniform and get it to Mythic and all that stuff, you'll feel like you got something worth that money. I personally don't feel like if this is what we get at launch, that this is worth buying. Just saying, I still feel like the character needs a lot of improvements, a lot. Even with this uniform at Mythic, she's gonna be mediocre at best. She's basically just gonna still be a leadership and a Shadowland character. So why buy a uniform for her, right? It's just quite sad. I hate when I have to say this. I never want any character to get a bad uniform in my eyes, but ultimately I think this is a bad uniform for a character that really needed a great uniform. So we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching, and yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Updates should be coming soon, so yeah, stay tuned, boys. It's gonna be interesting to see what gets changed when the patch notes drop, because I haven't seen the patch notes yet as of the time of me recording this, and it's gonna be real interesting to see what we get after maintenance, because you know, sometimes what we see in the patch notes is not always what we see when the game goes live. So we could get some surprises. Fingers crossed. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.